everybody. It's currently 4:21 in the morning, and I can't sleep. I can't go back to sleep. I usually wake up at 5:30, but I just felt so heavy, and I wanted to go live and just talk about this feeling of heaviness that I'm having. Um, if you don't follow me, my name is Cole, and I'm a therapist and a school counselor and a mom, single mom. So I just wanted to come and share space to kind of vent and talk about some of the things that I've been dealing with in terms of healing through heartbreak and hiding in plain sight. I come on here a lot and I educate people on emotional intelligence and healing and mental health. Um, but it's not a lot of times that a lot of us mental health professionals feel comfortable to unveil and show these vulnerable sides of ourselves. So excuse the scarf, like I said, it's for something in the morning. And what I'm doing right now is trying to mentally prepare myself to get ready to show up for the people that I have to show up for at work, the kids. So what I'm doing, I have some hot water. I'm gonna make me some tea, some lemon ginger tea. Since the breakup, I haven't been eating like I should. I just haven't had an appetite. So the tea helps me. It helps to like soothe my stomach. And if I don't eat a meal, one meal is gonna be breakfast. I'm going to always eat breakfast because I don't know, it's just easier for me. But when it come to dinner, I make sure my baby eat, and that's it. This is so hard. Okay, so without telling like descriptive details about what happened, so I was in a long distance connection, like a far long distance connection. And mind you, I just one good thing that happened last week was I just got my date for divorce. It's called a prove up date. And a prove up date is basically where you get your divorce. The judge grants you your divorce, and I was granted a default prove up because the other party, my ex husband, he's began to not show up to court, and he's in contempt of the court and things of that nature. So, y'all, it's been 6 years. It'll be 6 years in December since I've been going through the divorce process. I'm talking about $40,000 in legal fees to this whole process. So, on top of getting the proof update for this month, for the end of this month, hey, y'all. So, on top of getting my proof update, as you know, I'm also going through a breakup and a long distance connection. And some people might say, oh, well, that's what you get. You were married. You shouldn't have been in a romantic connection. But no, like me and my ex, we had not been together since 2019. It's 2026. And what was holding the divorce up? We didn't have assets or anything like that. What was holding it up was parenting time and figuring out a parenting schedule. But I never withheld my child. It was just his inconsistencies is what held everything up. But now I got my date, so that's awesome. But so this breakup, and it's crazy because when I sit and think about it, it's kind of like my fault. So again, I'm on here talking about emotional intelligence and healing and things of that nature. But what what happened was, and maybe you all can relate, but basically what happened was I'm a therapist, he's in law enforcement. So that right there, that's two different totally type of personalities. We both introverts, but yeah, we're both introverts, but I don't know if y'all into zodiacs, but I'm a Libra. He's a Cancer. So you do with that what you will if you know anything about different personalities and characteristics. So, you know, the distance itself, we 800 miles apart from one another. So, um, met him through his mom. And so, that type of soft connection, I figured like, oh, she knows him and she knows me, so she wouldn't connect us if she didn't think that we would, be successful or have compatibility. But basically, when you work in law enforcement, you have to show up a certain type of way. You have to be vigilant because of the type of work that you do. And a lot of times you have to shut your emotions off. You can't be vulnerable out here in the streets trying to protect other people and your life is on the line. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with firearms and riots and at the national level even. So in the beginning, we complimented each other. You know what I'm saying? You got this. We both have difficult jobs, but I'm able to show up, create a safe space where you can kind of express yourself. And I know that's not easy for a man, but we were, rocking and rolling for a moment. We travel a lot. We travel a lot within been dealing with each other for 2.5 years. So, hey, Gage, it's not going good. I'm on the verge of a breakdown, but I'm trying to get it together since it's Monday morning. And I still got to show up for the people that I need to show up for. So everything was good, but then these little things start happening to where because we're so far apart and I crave emotional connection, there were times where I would kind of like continuously bring up stuff that we had discussed in the past just to get that emotional. Friend, did you ever end up finding your Rose toy charger? I remember you said you lost it. Okay. Okay, so we got some trolls. So um so there were times where I would like bring up things that we'd already discussed in the past just to feel that emotional connection, and it gets tiring. So issues that we had discussed in the past that I said, okay, I got to understand it, we can move forward. It's like as soon as something else happens or I feel away, I'll bring that moment up just to take us back to that emotional like feeling, if you will. And I guess that just, at some point, that just became too much. So this one last time I brought up this particular topic, and he was just like, are you sure? He was like, are you sure you want to talk about this? We was on the phone. And it was a day that I was like absolved of all of my responsibilities. So in a I was in a room by myself. It was dark, you know what I'm saying? So I had the privacy. And he just like, are you sure you want to talk about this? And me knowing this man just got off of overtime, so working an overnight shift, and he's heading to his full-time shift. Yeah, articulation and communication is important to connect for sure. He like, are you sure? And I was so in my feelings in that moment because I wanted to be heard. Like I told y'all, I'm an introvert, and growing up, I didn't feel like my voice was always heard. We always talk about healing the inner child and going back to, your childhood. I was quiet. My sister is 8 years older than me, so we didn't really have that connection. So he like, is you sure? So he like giving me a lifeline and I didn't take it. I was just like, yeah, I'm sure I want to talk about this. And he basically was like, that just broke him because he felt like I was selfish in the fact that I chose to discuss a subject that we'd already talked about, that he said he didn't want to talk about no more, just to kind of like feed, I guess, my ego. But whole time I didn't feel like I was trying to be, I just wanted to be heard in that moment. And he wasn't saying like, yes, I understand, yes, I hear you. So yes, I love music. I love listening to like R&B, but the thing with that is when I hear songs by certain artists like my boy Arlo or Leon Thomas, it makes me think of him. And so yeah, that's the heartbreak part of it. And we've still been communicating, but when I tell y'all we used to talk all day, every day. Cause you know, you long distance, that's all you have. So we used to talk all day, every day. But now it's like I think it's great. No, I never heard of NF. Um, I never heard of NF. What genre is that? So he's been still communicating with me, but he just like I felt so empty and depleted that I told myself I'll never go back there. So that's where he's at. So you were chasing connection, but he thought you were chasing a recycled conflict. Yes, exactly. He does rap, singing, and emotional songs. Also, he like a Drake, almost like a Drake. I like Drake. Um, yes, exactly. I was chasing that emotional connection, but he thought I was chasing the recycled conflict. When you don't, you said, but way more genuine. Okay. When you don't resolve a conflict, like when one party feels unsettled about a conflict when y'all in a relationship, some people strong enough to just move on and let it go. I guess I'm not one of them people. So, he just keeps saying like I don't think I could jump back in this with you. I don't think I could jump back in this with you. So it just leave me sad. So the tools that I have been using, I got this journal that I keep by my bed and I've been writing in it. I just been writing my thoughts, the ways I feel. That's okay. It's helpful, but it don't take away the pain that I feel. And then, thank you so much, Gage. I appreciate that. I wish you the best as well. Um, Talking about hiding in plain sight. So my, your parents, if you like adults, grown people, and your parents, those are people they can look in your eyes and tell that you're not right, that something is wrong. So I have been kind of avoiding going to see my parents even. I let my son go over there, like my sister would come get him and things of that nature. But I was avoiding going over there because I know that my parents can feel my energy and I'm not in the best place. And so I went over there yesterday because I was feeling sad. And I just sat in the living room with my dad and he's just like, he like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, and he just pointed to his chest. He like, I feel it. And if you have seen any of my content, you know that um like almost 2 weeks ago I had an incident with my son when my son got in trouble at school. So I had already talked to him about that. But when he asked me about this, I wanted to talk to him about the breakup, but it's like I don't really talk to my parents about that type of stuff, and they've already seen me through a failed marriage. So it's like, really, like, what can you tell me? So when he asked me, like, what's wrong, I'm glad you have a good family. It's good to hear. I'll pray for you. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. But you're afraid your parents will get a beat on you and connect with them. No, that's not it. Mm, no, that's not it. I was just saying we talk about hiding in plain sight. People that love us, like our parents, they can tell when something is wrong. And so, if you're like me, you're an introvert, you don't want to go around the people that really know you for who you are when you're feeling that way. When you in the trenches of going through heartbreak or you in the trenches of hurting because you don't want to worry them. And I didn't want to worry my dad. I feel like he's a Libra too. I feel like he would be the most understanding, like between him and my mom. My daddy will for sure be the most nurturing and caring and understanding. But I felt kind of embarrassed or ashamed to talk to him about it, because it's like he don't really know him like that. He don't have a connection with him. He's met him. He's met my family, but it's not that type of relationship where they ask him about him like, hey, how's so and so doing? Like, because he's so far away. So when we do see each other in person, me and that person, my ex, it was like we was all wrapped up in each other. We wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying, connect with family and stuff. Like, we trying to connect with each other because we were so far away. So I'm glad to know that my dad is willing to be there and be supportive, and I might talk to him. I might talk to him eventually. But another thing that kind of um, prevented me from wanting to be open and honest with him about what I was dealing with, the hurt that I was going through, is because you know how sometimes your connections come back around, and when you get back together with shame is a bear. And when you get back together with someone, you don't want to have people all in your business judging them. So in a way, it was like I was still kind of protecting him and how people perceive him and his feelings. So, you know, I didn't say anything to my dad about it. I just kind of sat there with him. It was a couple of times where I got teary. I didn't completely break down, but you know, he just stepped over. He came, he hugged me. 360. What do you mean by 360? Came and hugged me, and I left. And basically, what I came to the conclusion of is that because my ex is just feeling so like alone, and then y'all, this the crazy part about it. The day that we had the kind of like blow up, he said that I told y'all he was leaving overtime to go to his full time shift, and he said that he ended up having to work a 23-hour riot shift, 2 days in a row. And he was like, I didn't have nowhere to land soft to land when I got off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was mentally off my square. Um, okay, you mean like spinning the block? You know, he said I was mentally off my squad, and it's like shit. I didn't know I was going through my own things, and I still haven't brought that up to him. You know, because at this point it's irrelevant. But yeah, heartbreak is not easy, especially when you a person like me who everybody else just depends on for emotional support, guidance, and every day I have to show up to my job feeling sad, energy levels down. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the worst question for somebody to ask me in the moment is, "Are you okay? You don't look so good." You know what I'm saying? Because that's just gonna make me go in the bathroom and cry. Mm. So, in order to keep my spirits up, keep myself, what? Okay. I can relate to that. And I want to tell people that somebody is an ex in case they don't stay an ex. Yeah. Yep. So, good news, I finally got my divorce date. Bad news, I broke up. My boo broke up with me. He broke up with me. So, what I'm doing, I'm trying to take care of myself as much as possible. Like this morning, I'm gonna eat, maybe boil some egg whites, and I got this tea that I'm drinking. This vitamin I've been taking is called Mary Ruth. This stuff been having my skin glowing. So I've been taking my vitamins, and I also take turmeric because it just helps with inflammation. And these, it's pretty good. It tastes like candy, and it's not so bad. So, and drinking plenty of water. So these are things that I've been doing to kind of like keep myself regulated, keep myself healthy. Um, but yeah, I have been feeling so drained. I was in bed. I took my car in for service at 7 o'clock Saturday morning. And then after that, I was just in bed. No one ever told you to do that before. Nah, sure, ain't nobody ever told me to do a 360, especially when I'm not on here for that. You feel me? So, um, I was in bed all day. I wasn't eating. But it's Monday and I gotta get to it and I gotta show up, you know what I'm saying, for who I gotta show up for. So it's 4:30 Now I'm probably gonna go do a little stretching, do a little meditation. I'm gonna write in my journal for a little bit, but mm, um, the shake back, you talking about some stuff I do not know what you talking about. But I'm finna get my head together. I'm about to get my head together, but I thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all of your comments and sharing your encouragement. I appreciate it. Um, that mean, yeah, I like to ask the question. If that's okay. Is a YouTube channel a thing you're deriving a sense of connection from? Um, sort of. Like I said, is the YouTube channel something I derive a sense of connection from? Sort of. When I started this particular YouTube channel, I started it as a way to educate other people. But what I'm finding is some of my content didn't land because I was coming across too formal almost. And so just lately, just recently, I've been trying to be more authentic, you know what I'm saying? And share more of myself because sure, I have the education and I'm an expert in that sense, but I'm also a human and I still go through life. So I feel like it's only right for me to kind of be more transparent. And that's something that I'm trying to work on too, just in my normal day to day life. So, what better way to be transparent is with this platform because it lets me parallel with some of y'all. Like, hey, you're not the only one that go through heartbreak. You're not the only one that tries to hide in plain sight. You're not the only one that has so much on your shoulders. If you a single parent, I'm raising a young black boy, so that's even more pressure because I live in a city. I live in a city where them streets will snatch you and not give you back. And the fact that I'm in education and I'm in a field where I see where um the different entities influence children and kind of influence the trajectory of their life. I take it, man, that's my most important job right there, being a parent, because I have to lead him to success and help him to see a vision of success that not many of his peers probably will ever see. So, do I derive a sense of connection? Absolutely, because I'm being genuine and I'm being authentic and I'm being transparent. So, thank you. And so, yeah, so that's kind of where I would derive my sense of connection when it comes to this platform. And the reason that I went live, I never went live on this channel before. I went live because I was feeling so heavy. Thank you, Dylan. I was feeling so heavy that I didn't have the energy to shoot on the iPad and then go into the Canva and edit it and put me. I just want to show up raw. I still got my scarf on. Like, I literally, man, I ain't starting no morning routine. I made this tea and use the bathroom, wash my hands, and that was it. So, man, heartbreak a mug. It's a mug, and for me, I just feel like I'm going through two divorces in the same month. That's how I feel. Thanks for calling. That's time for the question. Indeed, I stopped scrolling for authentic conversation. Have a wonderful morning. You as well. Have a good morning. I appreciate you so much. I really do. Each and every person that joined this live and that made a positive comment and that just stopped to give me that attention and listen, I really appreciate that because you didn't have to do it. You did not have to do it. And I don't want my energy bringing y'all down, but I hope that this resonates with someone because we all going through something. And so, yes, yes, yes. If you can relate, please, thank you for those who liked. If you want to follow along with my story, seeing me and my boo get back together, maybe you can subscribe. And yeah, I can be your lover. I'm not looking for a lover. I want my boo back. So, yeah. But I hope y'all have a good day. I don't know how to, hey, big homies, we got to help each other. For sure. For sure. Peace.